Hope you're doing well. Welcome to a new video. This video is going to be the monthly planting updates from September, and like the title says, Thrips. Just 3 months ago or something, I also had some Thrips situations going on, and I've treated those plants, and I don't know, I just really didn't saw any signs of Thrips, and yeah, I've also not been really looking for them. 2 weeks back was when I started to find out about the whole Thrips situations, and it started with my Monstera escalado. It gave a new leaf, and the leaf was like completely furled out, but there was like one side that was still like furled inwards, and yeah, it should have been like a clear sign for me that there was something going on, but yeah, I was just too late on checking it, and at a certain point I was like, okay, it's still not filled out, there maybe is something wrong, and indeed I lift up that part of the leaf and there was like a Thrips party going on. It weren't adult Thrips, also not the larvae, but more like the teenagers. So when I noticed that, I was like, oh, maybe I should really take the time now and check my other plants. So I did, and yeah, there I really realized that I needed to go to action, because my method of like washing them down was probably not enough anymore. I went ahead and I think I treated basically almost all the plants upstairs. Some I didn't do, and I have been thinking like, should I maybe just treat everything to just be sure? But yeah, I also kind of didn't want to, because first of all, I hate doing pest treatment, and secondly, I'm really scared about the Thrips getting a resistance to this stuff that I'm using right now. Like back in the days, I have lost a lot of plants due to Thrips, like a lot. And yeah, back then I just didn't have the treatment that I use now. The treatment that I use currently is really working really well. But yeah, in the past I've used a lot, nothing really worked. I tried predatory mites, also didn't really have that great experience with them. And for now I use Adialux, and yeah, that's the only stuff that works for Thrips in my experience. Like downstairs I didn't really notice any Thrips signs, only on one. But yeah, that I just keep a close eye on it. But yeah, the problem was really upstairs in the 2 bedrooms, where everything was like infested. Like it was bad, like there were larvae on so many places. And I think with Thrips, like especially the start of it, like the larvae, they aren't really necessarily on the leaves, but more like on the stems and around the base and like in the old sheets. That's my experience with them, and yeah, this time around I also found them mostly on the base and in the sheets. Oh yeah, and new growth. They do really like new growth. I think that was it for like the Thrips situation. And furthermore, like growth wise, I don't think there is really that much growth going on, because well, the change of seasons, and yeah, you really noticed on the plants that they don't grow that vigorously anymore like how they did. What's more, oh yeah, I got 2 new plants. Didn't really want to get any new plants. I've been really resisting myself to put myself in the temptation of buying plants. But yeah, I still got 2, so yeah, I'm definitely going to show those ones. And so yeah, I think without further ado, let's just take a moment to walk through my collection, show you the things that are going on and the new plants. So I will hope you enjoy watching. I thought to start here around the TV. I did make some changes for that section, not really that much changed. But over here I did move some plants around. Like now I've put my Monstera alba over here, and I really want to keep it growing over here. I think it would look so nice, like have one big variegated Monstera over here and then the green one over there. Before I had the Philodendron Glorious standing over here, and it was really big and overwhelming. It's now standing upstairs. And yeah, I will show it later on, but yeah, it's really overwhelming how big that plant has gotten. And next to there we have not a new plant, but I did put it on a moss bowl. It's the Philodendron Burlmarks Fantasy, still a really small one. This is a propagation that I took from my mother plant. And I don't know if you ever experienced it, like you get rid of some plants and you still feel like that empty void of like, that you miss it in your collection. So that was what I really had with that Bulmarks Fantasy. So yeah, I'm really happy to have it on the moss pole again, and I can't wait for it to grow as big as how it was, because it is a really stunning climber. Behind there is the dragon scale, also gave this new leaf. It's finally sizing up a bit again, like the previous leaf was really small. I don't know what's up with it, maybe also like underwatering or something. I've put the Anthurium radicans X luxurians over here. Not sure if I'm gonna keep it over there, but we'll see. And over here I have one of my trouble plants. I have this plant for over a year, but I just can't seem to grow it well. It is working on a new leaf currently, which is exciting, but yeah, you can see some browning is going on. And yeah, seriously, this plant has been in so many locations, and everywhere where I put it, it just doesn't want to grow for me. I think I'm maybe going to change the substrate again and see if that maybe can help a bit, because there is also not root growth going on. So yeah, one of my struggle plants. So to the side there, the only change I made is that I put the Monstera dubia over there, and I really like the look over there. That dubia was first on the place of the Bulmarks Fantasy. But I did start to notice that there was like slightly some bleaching going on. And I also really just like the juvenile look of the leaves. I don't like when the dubia gets the fenestrations. I think it's losing its beauty then. Like, I think this is just really stunning how it is, like without the fenestration, the silver markings, and yeah, just a really cute looking plant. Oh yeah, the black velvet did give this new leaf. This leaf is also doing that weird yellowing kind of situation. So yeah, no more updates over here. My little cutie is going to sleep. Over here I just have a random Thai constellation. It needs to go upstairs, but yeah, I didn't really make it a priority yet to change the location again. It is given a new leaf. Nice chunk of sectorial variegation. And for the windowsill, so here is the first new plant that I got, and it's a Hoya. I never thought I would get a Hoya. Well, I do have a Hoya linearis, but I never thought I would get like the leafy kind of Hoyas. But here I am with my first leafy Hoya. And yeah, I really like it though. I do want to put it in the IKEA Milsbo terrarium, once it's ready at least. But yeah, I really like the look of it. I'm not sure which one it is. But yeah, it was only €4.25. So yeah, I was like, I'm gonna try out oh yeah. Next to that I have my Pipus sylvaticum, which I've chopped up completely. There's like 3-4 leaves left on it, and I took a lot of propagations from it. They are in my prop box upstairs now. So eventually I do want to fill this plant out again, and some propagations are going into the IKEA Milsbo. So yeah, that much to see over here. And for this Jacaranda tree, because I am doubting what to do about it. It has grown really vigorously over this growing season. But yeah, I do want to grow these ones as a bonsai. There are 2 in here, and I'm considering like taking one out of there and maybe just grow it outside, and the other one as a bonsai. But I think I really should go ahead and make a chop, because you can really see how that bottom is like really now that tree look, like it's hard, and on top is still like green. So yeah, I think it's best to now make like a chop somewhere here so the stem can thicken. I will need to do some research in how to go about that. And over there I have another struggle plant. This one, like the same story as the Monstera Peru, also got this plant for more than a year I think, and also I just can't seem to grow it. It has been living in my prop box for, well, I think more than a half year. I recently got it out of there, and yeah, this leaf is damaged a bit, but is a new growth point. So yeah, maybe I finally will be able to grow this one. This is the Alocasia aslani, by the way. So that's it for that over there. And for this section, this plant also, yeah, it's just standing randomly on the couch. But it needs to go somewhere else. But this is the Terrarium Silver Blush, also working on a new leaf. Excited about that one. If we go on top is a new leaf on this Terrarium Rendling. Really gorgeous strappy Terrarium. And I must say this was one of the plants where I saw an adult trip on it, but I haven't treated it yet. I'm just really keeping a close eye on it, and yeah, if there will be more signs of it, then I will probably go and treat it, but for so far I'm just keep on top of checking it. There, the dragon's breath also not going on. And behind there, oh, no. This is another one of my new plants, and oh my god, it's so stunning. Oh, unbelievable, so pretty. This is the Terrarium Queen of Hearts. So yeah, here you have some of the older leaves, but yeah, this leaf is really like, oh, so gorgeous. So yeah, really happy that I have added another Terrarium to my collection, and can't wait for this one to grow out and see it mature even more. Yeah, it's really stunning. Like the leaf, it's so dark and pretty. Oh, I feel like it is working on a new leaf, by the way. Over there, yeah. And yeah, over here not that much update. The minima is really starting to take off on the wall, so that's exciting to see. And the variegated minima, not that much. It did give one new leaf, or maybe two, I don't know. No, I think one, but yeah, browning still continues. And then over there, the Epipremnum aureum. It's just chilling over there. It's not really doing anything, and like the bottom leaves are starting to yellow right now, which kind of makes sense though, because it's like covered behind the couch. Yeah, I really want to give an update on the IKEA Milspo, so let's go to it. So for this IKEA Milspo, which I want to turn into like a beautiful plant terrarium, I must say, yeah, I have this one standing over here for a while, but I'm just still in the process of like visualizing it and all those kind of things. But I finally figured out which vibe I want to create, because that was really like my struggle point. Like, which vibe do I want to create? Do I want to create like rainforest vibes, just forest vibes? Or maybe create like a vibe with like rocks and stuff in it. But yeah, I figured out I do want to create rainforest vibes. As you can see, I've put some tape on the side. That's the first thing that I did, because I wanted to map out everything where I want to place the foam on the glass. And here in the first location I thought about like having an opening, but I'm not gonna do that. The back is going to be completely covered in foam, and then once the side panel is also going to be like a little bit half covered with foam. So the only thing that I now still need to do is figure out where I want to place like all the plants. It's mostly going to be Terrariums in here, and just some smaller propagations, some ferns I think. And I also do need to find some different pieces of roots. And the only thing which I'm still considering is the choice of lights. So now I have this model light standing on here, and I really enjoy the model lights. They are really great. But initially I wanted to put like the smaller model light over there, but I'm scared that then the bottom plants don't really get enough light and they maybe will have a hard time. What's really nice about this big model light, that it is dimmable. So now I think I have it at the lowest setting, and you can really see that it gives like a nice, more of a warm kind of light. So with this light I do want to install it like over here, and I think that's maybe just the best decision to go with, because I think then all the plants that are standing in here get all a nice amount of light. And because the light is facing from this angle, all the leaves will also face forward, because I really would just want this IKEA Milspo to be just really a nice display, like really a statement piece in our home. So yeah, I think that's the choice where I'm going with it. However, today we are going to place the smaller one theirs over there and just to keep it there for a couple days and see how it looks and how it feels and stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we are going with that light on the side. At the end of this month, my daughter will go for a couple nights at grandma. So I think end of October, I'm gonna start this plant terrarium and bring it to life. So this is the place where I found out about the Thrips, and basically all the plants here have been treated except for the Milano, the Florida Beauty, the Patriciae, the Esmeraldance and the Espinapo. All the other plants have been treated. I must say there were some plants where I didn't actively see thrips or larvae or any kind of those things. But there were some leaves which I had doubts about that it could be due to thrips larvae, so I just treated all of those too. So I think now we should just get up close and personal with my plants and show them up close. It is looking a little bit fuller over here. There has been some new growth. You can maybe already see it, the Patriciae leaf, which is a new one. But yeah, we will just get up close and personal now. So I think there isn't that much going on here. There is finally some action to see on this Florida Beauty. This growth point is really starting to take off, and there is also a little growth point. For the Milano, I think this one also doesn't take that long before it pushes out a new leaf. There is another growth point in here, but yeah, this one is really slow and I think it's not really going to take off like this one, like the other one, for example. And for the Philodendron lupinum, this one is really so hard to size up, and this is one where I mentioned like that damage on the leaves. Wants to show it a bit. Like, I think this is also typical signs of thrip damage, at least from the larvae. But yeah, it could maybe also be because these leaves get always stuck. They really have like that Cinderella syndrome. Maybe I can show it a bit. This leaf also looks really janky. Well, I think all the leaves are filled out now, but here you can still see it, like, yeah, here you can still see it, but seriously, all the leaves do that, like, every time again. And yeah, I'm at a point where I don't help them anymore because I always do them more harm than good. So yeah, and they will figure themselves out eventually. So like I said, the new leaf on the Patriciae is still hardening up a little bit. And I think for the remaining plants there isn't that much going on. No. There is one new leaf on this Majestic. These leaves have some really beautiful sheen to it. So next to there we have the El Choco, which is also working on a new leaf, and I've never really shown it, but it's really weird. Like, if you see that bottom, like, it is a really small stem, and I don't know what happens then, but you can see like it's all like, I don't know. I think I had some trouble with some leaves and I chopped it, and suddenly it's growing like a really big stem now. But yeah, it's nice, and I think this new leaf will also be pretty big. On the Sodivoy is one new leaf, and I think there isn't really signs of, yeah, I do see a little bit of new growth over there after the chop. Oh, and I think with this one, let me see. I think here, yeah, here you could really see like the thrip damage. And I don't know, it still looks like there are new things on it, or maybe it was just like from before I did the treatment. I hope so. So also a new leaf on the Obliqua. I am considering about chopping this and then like put the top coat in the IKEA Millsbow terrarium. And I think that's also a thing with Thrips larvae, that they really like to sit like in those little, yeah, how do you call it? Indents of the leaf. Like, for example, if you would have the Majestic, then they would really sit like in these indented lines. I think the last exciting update over here is this Pink Princess. It did give this new leaf. When it was still like furled up, I did saw there was like a little black line, and I was like, whoa, should that leaf have such like dark part to it? But it was just a bit of a wart on the leaf. So yeah, it is missing a part now, but still beautiful variegation. This is another one of the new leaves, also really stunning. Like, All these leaves have such stunning variegation. Oh yeah, and from the cestus I did chopped off that Warner. At least I think it was a Warner. So I chopped it off, but oh, also such a gorgeous plant. And maybe this one is also the new one. It's a new leaf on this crystallinum hybrid. Has a little bit of cosmetic damage, but still pretty. Let me see, are there any updates over here? Yeah, I did put the Anansonii over there. I not necessarily like it. It's like really tucked away right now, but yeah. I just didn't know where I needed to place it, and so far it looks okay with being over there. Let's see what we have over here. Like the two leaves of the Anthuriums have completely hardened off. This one also has some weird markings. I'm not sure what's up with that. I haven't seen any thrips on it or so, but yeah, it looks a little bit suspicious. And for the Bambino, it also gives its first leaf, which has a little bit less variegation than all of the previous ones. But yeah, it's really good going. I must say that I do really notice a decrease in growth now it's under this grow light, but maybe it's also just the change of the seasons. So I did chop up this variegated micans, and there is now its first new leaf, and I think it's not variegated. We will see once it's completely hardened off. And this new leaf on the green, looking stunning. I think this was like a new leaf on this pink princess. And here also another leaf, really not that much variegation as the previous leaf. I have such a bad habit of wanting to check the variegation when it's like still furled up, so yeah, don't do that. You risk those kind of things. I really should stop that. Oh, and talking about the variegated micans, because I do have two propagations in here, and those do have variegation, so I did want to show you. So here you can see two of the propagations from the micans, and as you can see, those ones do have quite some lot of variegation. So yeah, curious how these one will grow. But yeah, I do feel that the micans is really easy with reverting. Oh, I completely forgot to talk about this Monstera Burl Marks Flame, because I did took it off the moss pole. I was doubting about it for a while, but then I saw that the first root was rooted into the moss pole. But as you can see, like, do you see those aerial roots? How they are like not really alive anymore. So yeah, that's something I really notice with moss poles, that sometimes the roots just do that. First they look really white, and then poof, they are looking like that. So yeah, I thought to just take it off the moss pole, because I think with Monstera roots they grow so robustly, so you can just put them back in the soil like that. And I also think that it looks prettier without the moss pole, just because those leaves aren't taking up that much space. So yeah, the moss pole was really noticeable or something. It just took away the beauty of the plant. So now the plant can just shine without moss pole. Oh, I do forgot, because in the beginning of the video I mentioned about Thrips larvae, that I mostly noticed them on the stems and in the sheets. However, I don't know if sheets is really the right word for it, but what I mean with that is like in these areas, like this. So I don't really know what the exact name of it is. For example, if I take this Monstera, like here in this area, it was also fully covered with Thrips larvae. Oh yeah, and the clary, you can also see some damage from Thrips larvae. They also were like in this little corner. Same with that leaf. And I don't really think I have it on any plant right now, because I always remove like the older sheets. But like, for example, here you have like a bit of that old sheet going on. Also behind there they really like to be. And for the stairway I did put my philodendron micans over there. I do think I'm gonna keep it over there. It's not really clearly to see. Maybe I should go from this angle. Yeah, you can see it a bit better. So yeah, I do want to keep it over there. So for this tortum I did repotted it a little while back, and this is now the second leaf that is yellowing. I don't know if it's like need for concern, but yeah, furthermore I don't see any signs of really yellowing, I think. So yeah, not sure what's up with that. Is it just from the repot or just that it gets less light? Because it is definitely getting less light now over here. So for the last room, where it's still a little bit of a mess, the first change that I did over here is that I put the bed back to that wall over again. I don't know, I was really bothered by the crowded look, and at the same time I wanted to rely most of my plants on just the natural light, so that's why I made that change back then. But yeah, overall I just like it, like that frame and then the bed under it, and like not having it like squished against the curtain. So maybe I eventually will put like also like an IKEA cabinet or something over there, because like plants on its own, I don't think I'm gonna do that in that small corner. However, I am considering getting some shelves and maybe do some shelves over there and then have my anthuriums over there. But I am scared that it maybe doesn't get enough light for them. In summertime they definitely will get enough light, but now I don't think so. Oh, it's really so dark. I've put my ISO really high, but the Cebu Blue really need to be extended soon, because where I made a chop is now also new growth point activated. But yeah, I still do have a little bit of time left. For over here there is one pretty new leaf on this Monstera elbow. I don't know what it is, but I just like this elbow more than the one downstairs. It probably has something to do with the variegation, how it is looking, because this one is maybe more marbled. I don't know. The Adansonii, really, this plant is so fast growing. It's insane how fast this one grows. And for this Esqueleto, where I made the Thrips discovery, here you can see the browning from which I set with where all the Thrips were sitting. And I don't know if the camera picks it up, but you can also see like just some lighter green on the leaf. Yeah, I don't think like the camera is picking it up, but yeah, that's also like a sign from Thrips. For the Summer Glory or Pink Glory, also its first new leaf. Also really gorgeous, this one. Like you can see a little bit of the pink in the veining and the back. Really cool plant, especially if it gets more mature. I think it's like even more pink. And now for the beast, the glorious. I don't know, it's like so dark I can hardly show it up. Maybe we'll see if the ISO. Still not that clear to see. That's a little bit sad that it starts dark. Maybe from this angle. Still a bit hard to show, but yeah, you can see it's big. It is working on this new leaf. I don't think this leaf will be as big as the previous one, but we'll see. Once this leaf is fully hardened off, I am considering to chop it just over there and yeah, just continue with the top part. And for my Thai constellation, I must say what I did, I think it was really a risky thing to do, because I took this top cut and I let it callus over for, I don't know, a couple of hours. So I just immediately put this top cut in the soil without like rooting it first. So yeah, that was maybe a little bit a tricky thing to do, or a risky thing to do, but let me see. Where is it? Yeah. Oh, there are even more roots right now. Oh, really happy to see that. But do you see? There is some root growth action. So I'm really happy to see that this method works well and that it isn't like dying. Because I think that could have easily happened though, because I have heard a lot of people that this plant is really prone to root rot. So yeah, maybe I'm just lucky with that this way is looks like it's successful. The SP Columbia was also working on a new leaf, but sadly it ripped itself. As you can see there, it did rip itself, and then I tried to help it and I made the problem even worse and created another rip. But yeah, this leaf looks like it's going to be huge. So yeah, next month I can definitely show you guys how this leaf is looking. There's just a really sad leaf. Okay, yeah, I do need to chop it off. But yeah, this fried egg is also growing nicely, one of the new leaves. Do we have more leaves? There's one over there. I think that's it for all the leaves. Oh, I did forget my daughter's room because I also have some plants over here. Here I have the Florida Ghost, Philodendron Florida Ghost. Also a new leaf, but it looks like a pretty small leaf. And with this plant, it is really true. The more light you give it, the more lighter the leaves. Like when I give this plant like a lot of light, like all the leaves were like fully white, which did look really pretty, but yeah, they were just dying off and they also weren't turning green. Now it has been receiving less light, so now I have this leaf, and now I also moved it back to higher light again. So I'm curious how the next leaf is going to look. Also one of the plants that I took off the moss ball, and really happy with how it's looking without the moss ball. And the Syngonium albo, I did took some propagations from it a while back. And I must say, like, I feel so far there's still no signs of new growth. Nah. Also one leaf that is yellowing. What is a bush? Okay, and then the last thing is my jewel orchids over here, looking really stunning. What is it? So as you can see, those leaves are like super red. It does look really cool though, but yeah, I first thought they were just dying off, but they are still on there really firm, so I don't think that's maybe the case, and maybe it's just from the sun. I'm not really sure. It's either one of the other. But yeah, looking really stunning, these jewel orchids over here. So I think those were all the plenty updates that I have for this month. Maybe I have forgotten something because most of the times when I'm editing I'm like, oh, I forgot this, oh, I forgot that. But let me think. Nah, I do think I have everything that I wanted to say. So yeah, I hope you guys liked watching this video. And let me know how it's currently going in your collection. Are you like pest free or also dealing with thrips or a different kind of pest? So without further ado, thank you for watching and I will hope to see you in my next video. Bye!